Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of City stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Welcome to the Odd Show, where we have a look at, or look forward to even, the visit of Arsenal to the ETIHAD on Saturday 28th of August. So we're going to have a look at the odds surrounding it, what value there is for us, anything Arsenal fired. Obviously I'll always sort of be more City orientated in these bets, but of course for the charity bet I'll go where I think we can make some money for our charity, so we'll do that. But yeah, let's join me for this. I'll have a little chat about Arsenal while we're doing this, of course, and how they're doing, or how they haven't been doing. I don't think they're quite as bad as they're looking. They are bad, don't get me wrong, but I think there are 3 or 4 players away and a system away from doing okay, but they are struggling. Mr. Arteta's struggling at the moment, but a little bit on him as well in a minute. But please, I don't condone gambling in any way, and only bet what you can afford. I mean, I just put a few pennies on for a little bit of extra interest, plus the charity bet, of course. Most of my funds go on the charity bet, to be honest with you, just for myself. I just do little bits and pieces, so don't ever bet more than you can afford. And when the funds stop, and be gamble aware. So we'll please keep that in mind. It's just a little bit of extra interest. So there you go. Yeah, we've not got anything for the charities yet. I'll have to pull my socks up a little bit and get some. I did okay last season when I was sort of putting it on for myself. I ended up slightly in profit, by the end of the season. But I'm struggling now. I'm put pressure on myself to do this charity bet. I'm struggling a bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All prices today, I'm going to quote as at 5 p.m. UK time on the 23rd of August 2021. Yeah, just a couple of general bets. To win the league, of course, City are out to 11 to 10 now from 6 to 5, so we're slightly moved out, but that's mainly because Chelsea have firmed up now. They've moved into 11 to 4, obviously, with their good start to the season, so that's moving. We were 4 to 6 on at the before the first game was played, but that soon went to odds against. Liverpool are 4 to 1, and United are out to 8, so there you go. So it just shows, doesn't it, how quickly things change, certainly on the markets once these results come in. An interesting one, of course, first managers to be sacked. Yeah, I mean, obviously, without looking, you'd imagine it's going to be Arteta, wouldn't you? And it's quite right. He is the favourite at the moment. You can get evens on Arteta to be sacked. Most bookies are odds on. That's Bet365 and Betfair are still offering your evens on Arteta to go. Pep's still out there at 66 to 1. He was 100 to 1 before the season started, but hey, there you go. He's down to 66 to 1 now. If you fancied Pep to be the next manager to leave his post, there you go. Match odds, yeah, I thought City might be lower actually. City are 2 to 9 on's the best price. You can get that from a few bookies. 5 to 1 the draw, and 11 to 1 Arsenal. Yeah, I was a bit surprised by that. I thought they might be a bit lower, at least 1 to 5. I mean, not much difference is there, but I think a few of the bookies are 1 to 5, but you can still get 2 to 9. So again, if you don't mind betting odds on, it seems fair enough, doesn't it? I mean, I can't. Even though I've got my little doubts, you can't see past the City victory, surely. Right, on to the first goal scorer, on to the more specific stuff. Yeah, there's not a lot of value. I mean, obviously, you've got people like Torres, Jesus, Sterling, and Mahrez all at 4 to 1. I mean, KDB 6 to 1, but I'm not sure he'll actually start the game. That's with Paddy Power and Betfair. If he's not going to start the game, hopefully we've scored by the time he came on off the bench, for instance. But I'm not even sure he'll be in the squad. But hey, you don't know. He might be. It's a bit of a funny one with KDB at the moment, isn't it? Grealish is bad value, although he's not, he's not prolific. He's never been prolific. I know has been Villa's top scorer, but that's on a very low level, if you know what I mean. But he's 13 to 2 with Bet365. So if you do fancy Mr. Carves out, then that's not bad value. Gundogan is 7 to 1. Yeah, he's looking a bit iffy, but if he's taking more charge with KDB not around again, if they're playing more forward, he's got a good chance. But he's 7 to 1 with Paddy Power and Betfair. And if you fancied Laporte, of course, who scored against Norwich, you can get a nice 25 to 1. You might put a quid on that, lose a quid, but hey, there you go. That's not too bad. And just looking at Arsenal, yeah, one of the Arsenal players has been linked with City. You know, I mean, like everybody else. Aubameyang, of course, and he's 11-1 to score the first goal. So you never know. You never know, that link might inspire him to if he plays, that is, if it might inspire him to still a bit iffy on what sort of team Arteta's going to put out or who he's going to put out. When I've been doing my preview vlog, it's I plumped for an 11, but it could be anything, to be honest with you. Anyway, he's 11-1 at most bookies at Aubameyang. Anytime goal scorers, I usually like that, but there's no value really. I mean, of course, the obvious ones like Torres, Jesus, Sterling, and Mahrez are all about 7-5. I like to get near to 2-1 with my anytime goal scorers. So the best bets on that basis would be KDB and Grealish again. There you can get both 15-8 at some of the bookies. Aubameyang again, if we go on that basis, he's 7-2, so that's not too bad anytime goal scorer. That's a certainly better option, I think, than first goal scorer anyway. So. Yeah, so I say not too bad, but nothing's outstanding. Both teams to score, yeah. Well, this is a funny one, isn't it? I mean, will Arsenal, they've not scored a goal yet. They do have trouble scoring, but they created plenty. They certainly created plenty against Brentford. And if you watch a bit of the Chelsea game where they got beat, I mean, they certainly should have had at least one, if not two goals in that game. I mean, the finishing was poor. Doesn't mean it's always going to be like that, does it? All of a sudden against City, they might put the ball in the net. It took a save or two against Brentford and Chelsea as well to keep them out. But it would be poor if City can see. But I'm not going to say they won't. This is what I'm saying. So, I mean, even though obviously if you say no for both teams to score, that's 8-11. So the bookies don't think Arsenal are going to score. Don't think City are going to score, whichever way you look at it. But you get 8-11 on no for both teams to score with Sky, Paddy Power and William Hill. But if you fancied yes, which I sort of do, I'm not going to plunge in on this, but I sort of think they may score. You can get 21-20, so you can get odds against on with 365 and Betfair. So, yeah, as I said, they've got to score at some time. Obviously, typical City, it'll be us they score against. I'm not saying they'll beat us, but I mean, I can certainly see them putting some of those chances they've been creating in the last couple of games. I can certainly see them putting away. So it wouldn't surprise me. So I think the yes is quite a good bet, but I say I'll be happy with no because I'm a City fan. But yeah, just a little bit more value there. Anyway, I don't know what you think. I say any of these, just let me know your thoughts on what you're going to be doing. Yeah, it takes us really onto the correct score, doesn't it? If you look at last season, we only beat them 1-0, of course. I mean, it's a 1-0 hammering, wasn't it? But yeah, that's 15-2, so that's not a bad price. That's with Bet365 and BetVictor. 2-0 is 6-1 with 365 BetVictor again. 3-0 is 15-2 with 365 and BetVictor. 4-0 you can get 13-1 with BetVictor. You fancy a 4-0, but if you fancy back-to-back home games 5-0s, you can get 25-1 with BetVictor and Betfair. If you fancy Arsenal to score but City to win, obviously 2-1 is 9-1 with 365, 3-1 is 11-1 with 365, and 4-1 is 18-1 365. And if you go on the basis that 3-1's not a bad score, I think scoring to nil is possibly the main way of going. But as I said, I do have just a little bit at the back of my mind that Arsenal might get one here. But 2 or 3-0, I would say normally. But I'm going to go 3-1 with this. I'm going to have my first of split my charity bet this week into two little bets. And I'm going to go half the bet at 11-1. I've got 11-1 at Smarkets. As I say, if you watch these vlogs, you know I've obviously only got a limited number of bookies accounts because I was successful many years ago and I just don't have any accounts anymore. They got closed down. But yeah, I've just gone half the charity bet. That's 11-1 with Smarkets for a 3-1 City win, and you get 11-1 at a few bookies as well. So if you fancied that, and it's always a sort of safe scoreline, isn't it? I'm sort of edging my bets there, but yeah, I've gone for that anyway. Half time, full time. I mean, you can't. Can we see anything worse than City for half time, full time? I don't particularly think so. And the odds reflect that, unfortunately. 8-11 on, which is okay. If you don't mind betting odds on, 8-11 is not bad. That's Sky and Paddy Power. You can still get that on. If you fancy a draw and City to win, there's better value in that. But I'll be a little bit depressed if I'm there on Saturday and we're not winning at half time, to be honest with you. So a draw and City's 3-1. 3-1. So, you know, that's a little bit better value, but surely it's got to be City, and anything Arsenal in that thing would be very depressing indeed. But hey, there you go, half time, full time. Goals over and under, yeah, that's an interesting one. Very tight, under 3.5. You can get 4-7. So a lot of the bookies, that's William Hill, Bet Victor, and 365. A lot of bookies don't think it'll be a high scoring game. Over 3.5, you can get 6-4 with Bet Victor. You get odds again. So let's say for my 3-1 or a 4-0, etc., higher, it's odds against. That's not bad, I don't think, if you fancied that. There's certainly no reason why it shouldn't be high scoring. Because say City, as I said, I'm surprised if Arsenal score, and City certainly have 3 or 4 goals in them, surely, even without a striker. You know, that's what we have. So that's it. They're interesting odds. Winning margins, another way I tried to go last week, although I would have lost anyway. But I couldn't get one of my bookies with the option. But this week you've got a 2-goal winning margin, 3-1. But for a 3-goal winning margin, so we win 4-1, 3-0, 5-2, 6-3. Yeah, that's 6-3 when we won. It's 6-2, I think. I can't remember now. Anyway, but a 3-goal margin is 4-1. So that's the other. I've split my charity bet, and that's the other half. I've gone at Red Zone, one of the bookies. I put half the bet at 17-4. So got slightly better odds than 4-1 at the Red Zone bookies. So I put to win by a 3-goal margin. So I've got the 3-1, which is a 2-goal margin, but I've covered. Hopefully I'll get one of them right. But as I say, you never know. Probably won't get any of them right. But so I've sort of split the bets and gone for that one anyway. I've gone obviously 3-goal margin, winning margin, which is generally available at 4-1. But I managed to get a 17-4 at Red Zone. And the last thing, just having a look at, obviously clean sheets, as I said, has been sort of talked about already, haven't we? But a City clean sheet, you can get 5-6 on. That's not bad, is it? That's nearly all right. It's not evens, but you say if you don't mind betting a little bit odds on, then that's pretty good for a City clean sheet. An Arsenal clean sheet is a good one. If you're an Arsenal fan, you think, well, suddenly your defence will turn into what it used to be many moons ago. 10-1, so you can get 10-1 on an Arsenal clean sheet. So there's an interesting one. If you put a quid on that, you might lose a quid, but you never know. Who knows? I mean, say all logic points to a comfortable City winning this one. But I think Arteta, as I said, he's struggling. He's getting players back, etc., bit by bit. He is struggling. When I've looked at the starting 11, I've been looking at his last 2 or 3 games and how players have been performing, and it's a little bit different. There's only about three or four players who've actually sort of, if you like, straight on that team sheet. A lot of the others have been a bit in and out, and obviously not used to each other yet, with new players coming in, and obviously younger players with the problems with COVID and isolation and injuries, etc. So it'd be interesting. But I say. The funny thing, as I say, it won't take much. Arteta's looking a bit down, but he's back. He's back at where he's comfortable, isn't he, at City? And I'll be very surprised if he does anything. But you never know, do you? But there you go. There's the odds of my little thoughts on the game. Anyway, please check out my little City Arsenal preview show and the History Boys show as well. Well, I look back not too long ago. I look back at a game back in 2006, almost 15 years to the day as this game at the Etihad this week. But so please check those out. They'll be on the links and underneath, etc. So anyway, please, as I said, let me know any little bets you're having. As I say, I don't condone gambling, but just a little bit of interest for me. And when the fun stops, there you go. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Let's hope we can get this charity bet kicked off. I keep saying that every week now. I'm getting more panic as the weeks go by. It's I'm just not doing my job. Sorry, guys. That's my fault. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Never going to do rest day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves. Look after your friends. Look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Citizen channel. Or perhaps you want to flick across. If you want to have a little rest from football, have a look at my film and TV channel. I try and inform and entertain on there with lots of different types of vlogs as well. So have a look at that. But until we do meet again, all I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.